My name is Vera Neumann Wood, and I'm the Special Collections Librarian here at Selby. I would like to welcome you all, and I'm pretty sure that from what you have seen so far, I think we're going to have some very nice sound going on here today. I just would like to give you some information on what we're going to have here today. The Sound of the Pen is a program that is being put together between Special Collections and the Sarasota Music Archive, and you're going to hear a little bit more about the Sarasota Music Archive in a second. It is a program that is sponsored by the Music Archive and by the Friends of the Library, so which we're very grateful they are sponsoring the musicians. And if you haven't seen the musicians around, they're all sitting guilty in the back, and they are all with their Hawaiian/Florida shirts on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very interesting show. Before we start the performance, the live performance, we'll have a video that was sent to us by a producer called Timmy Mora, and he's a producer from Trinidad and Tobago, and he was nice enough to send us a video that will show how actually the pen music came about, and how the instruments are made, and we'll eventually end the video with a band of bands of the steel band, so it should be pretty interesting. As you will notice in this video is that I'm not from Connecticut. That's the first thing, nor are these gentlemen. So in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to understand the accent unless you were really familiar with a Caribbean accent. So it may take you a couple minutes to adjust your ears to their accent. I'm going to try to put it as loud as possible, but you will see that really it's going to take a couple minutes. They have a very, very cute accent. And I'm not really, it's a very, very nice accent, but it's a marvelous video. What I would like also to tell you is that for today's show, we have waived the parking until 4:30, so you don't need to, look at your parking and rush out in the middle of the program to move your car or anything like that. So for today's program, the parking is okay until 4:30, and by 4:30 the show, unfortunately, will have ended. I would like to, let's see what else. Basically, introduce you to Jim Schiffman. Mr. Schiffman is the treasurer of the Sarasota Music Archive, one of our sponsors, and also someone that helped us to put this program together, and we'll be telling you a little bit.
Good. Many people hearing the live steel band for the first time. Just that man right there. That's great. Thank you. Good to have you here, sir. Everybody else are seasoned veterans. So, well, my name is John Shaw, and this is we're the Tampa Bay Steel Drum Band, Steel Drum Orchestra, whatever you want to say. Most of us hail from the Tampa Bay area, and that last tune that we just played was a tune called Sarah. And it's by a Trinidadian composer named Bugsy Sharp. And as we go along today, we'll play some tunes, some of which you'll probably recognize, but hopefully you'll like them. And I'll introduce the other guys in the band in a minute, and we'll give you some demonstration of the different types of drums and stuff. But first, I thought we'd just go ahead and go into another tune. This is a tune called Barbara, and it's by a man named Austin Lyons, who goes by the moniker Super Blue. They all have interesting names down there in Trinidad. So anyway, this tune is Barbara, and we'll play that right now. Isn't it? Well, just to, I know you saw a little bit on the video about how steel drums were made, but you know, I'm used to island guys, and I couldn't understand half what they were saying either. So, but it's we've got different ranges of voices in the band. What I'm playing is a tenor pan, or sometimes called a lead pan. You saw some of those earlier steel drums that looked a little bit like spider webs. This doesn't look exactly like that. You can see the notes are a little more rounded, but I've got each one of these is a different pitch, and then if I go in, it's an octave up. If anybody knows a little bit about music. So I've got about 2.5 octaves here that I can do, and the main function of this drum is to play melodies. Of course, I've got like 33 notes on here. I can zip around a little bit. So for instance, in that last tune we were playing, I was playing the melody. And then over here with Dave Holmstrand, who is on double tenors today. This is a double version of my drum. The notes are split across two. And I think it's mainly just to make it a little bit harder for him. He's got two drums to hit. So it's a vexing set of drums. But his range goes a little bit lower than this one. Get that low. So his function actually is sometimes to double the melody with me, and sometimes to harmonize the melody with me, or do answer, that kind of thing. Play the last lick that you had in the last tune at letter C, just so they can, yeah. I told you I was going to do this. Right. So you heard that kind of a thing, where he's playing the same sort of thing that I am, but harmonizing it. And then to my right, this is Joe Braccio, who's playing double seconds. And this is more of a rhythmic part. His drums also go a little bit lower, and it's a sort of like rhythm guitar in which you're strumming a rhythmic pattern. Right. So it keeps the rhythm moving. Over to my far left, behind this wall of drums, is Dave Lapio. He's playing a set of drums called, interestingly enough, quads, because there's 4 of them. And these go even a little bit lower. This is sort of like in the cello range of a string quartet. You can hear some of his low notes there. That's very nice sounding. So, also is playing sort of like an upper bass line or sort of a rhythmic strum. Why don't you play what you have at that same spot in the last tune? So again, just sort of filling in the rhythm and the harmony down at the bottom. And then at the very bottom we have the bass pans. You can see these go all the way down to the floor. Yes, all of these used to be oil drums at one time. I know ours have been chrome-plated since then, and they've been cut off a little bit shorter. But these have simply just been painted. Yeah, these take up a lot of room in your house. So you can have a big car and an extra room. And so these actually were oil drums. All of them were, of course, but these are still the full-size ones. And he's got 6 of them here. I don't know if you can see that, because whereas I can fit 33 notes on my drum, he can only fit 3 on each of his. His notes are pretty big. So play what you have there at letter C. Pretty cool. Some of those are so low you can almost just feel them rather than hear them. And then, of course, we have some percussion happening. Oh, by the way, this is Patrick Bedison on bass. Over here we have Kurt Grissom, and of course, drums, as we all know, just provides the rhythm for everything. And but we also, along with that, have Johnny Lowry on percussion. And I don't know if you noticed, this was actually in that video. Some of those guys were playing some of the same percussion instruments that Johnny's playing. A lot of times to keep the rhythmic pulse going, almost like a metronome, they play what they call an iron, but it's actually just a brake drum off a car. So, Kurt and John, yeah, you guys play some rhythm together in their scene. Okay, so yeah, when I picked those out at the used auto store, the guy said, I said, oh, I need some brake drums. They said, well, what model do you need? I said, I don't know, I just need to hit on them, see what they sound like. They looked at me like I was an idiot, saying they're still probably talking about me. But anyway, if you put all this stuff together, you've got the rhythmic groove happening, you got the low stuff, you've got the strumming and the melody and the harmony. And so when you put all those different parts together, it sounds like this. Just play. So that, thank you. So that gives you an idea of, how the different parts fit together, and you can hear some of the different, I think you might be able to pick out a little bit more of the individual voices now and their function. So anyway, those were two original tunes composed in Trinidad, but of course, playing island music or tropical music, we play things from that you might be more familiar with commercially, things by Jimmy Buffett or Harry Belafonte or so forth. So I think we'll do a Harry Belafonte tune. No, actually, let's see what Jeff's got. Dave's got. Yeah, if we had $1 for everything we get requested for. Number one is Yellowbird. So, let's just get it out of the way now. Let's just get it out of the way now. So, yeah. So anyway, this is, I'm not sure why this is the most popular island tune ever, but I guess it's just because it's the only thing that bands on the cruise ships now, because, I'm always getting people, my wife and I heard this on our anniversary cruise. Can you play that? So, since this is the one you guys know, we'll play it. This is Yellowbird. Well, so we'll do another one that has become pretty popular. I think everybody knows this tune, but everybody thinks this is called Beetlejuice, but the actual name of this tune is "Jump in the Line." It was made famous by Harry Belafonte, and so I'm sure you'll all recognize this. If you feel like doing a conga line around the room, go for it. I played a gig at a retirement center once, and the people were getting up and conga lining, and this one guy even had the oxygen tank like hooked up, and he was like doing the limbo with it. I was really impressed, I have to say. So, you know, don't let anything hold you back. That's true. So, we're going to go back to Trinidad now. This is some real Trinidadian steel drum composition. And this tune was actually written 4 steel drums, and this is by a guy who's considered to be one of the composers for steel drums in Trinidad. One thing they didn't really show you in that video was any of the steel drum competitions they have down in Trinidad around February, whenever they have their carnival. And they have a thing called Panorama, and they have, instead of something like 7 people playing, like we do, they've got like 100. Yeah, so you might want to back up a little bit for that. But, there might be 16 of these guys, of me, and so forth, on down. And they play very high energy, high tempo calypsos, and it's sort of a mixture of soul and calypso, and they call that soca. But it's fascinating, and it's actually a competition, and they score points, and who gets to sit in first place. I don't know, do they win money, Dave? The band wins money. Dave actually has played in some of these groups down in Trinidad before. None of the rest of us have, even though I would like to get down there at some point. But he's competed in some of these competitions, and it's pretty intense. They practice outside in what they call a pig yard. And while we're reading music, which makes it faster for us to put it together, they learn it all by rote, so they learn it section by section. So it's pretty impressive, the memory retention that these guys have. But anyway, so this is a piece that's sort of in that type of vein, that up-tempo calypso. And this piece by Ray Coleman is called My Band. Thank you very much. That's pretty exciting, huh? I said that's pretty exciting, huh? No, it was not a rhetorical question. I'll let you know when it's a rhetorical question. So, you guys want to play Deo?
Yeah.
Some of them want to hear it, some of them don't. I heard some groans. I'm not sure. I don't know, we haven't actually rehearsed this, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not lying. All right. See what happens when you know how to read music? See? Did we ever practice that? No. It's a pretty good chart. It's pretty easy. It's not too bad. Let's play a hard chart. Okay. This is another tune by this dude, Super Blue, who wrote that Barbara piece we started off with. This one's called Jump for Joy. This one we've done on minimal rehearsal too, so we'll see how it goes. But if any of you feel like jumping for joy, just go right ahead. All right, this is is Jump for Joy, Super Blue.
Just with the notes. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, are we taking drink orders? You mean Island in the Sun? Oh, no, we don't know. We don't know Island in the Sun either. What do you guys think this is? If it ain't in this book, we're not doing it. So. Tell you what we'll do. We'll do another another Harry Belafonte tune, Jamaica Farewell.
Oh, yeah.
Do I hear moans? So I'll take this band right out of here. All right. So anyway, yes, this is a tune made famous by Harry Belafonte. So this is called Jamaica Farewell. Okay, we're going to do another up-tempo one here. This is another one that's sort of in that panorama steel drum band competition vein. And this one is called Rant and Rave. Again, feel like ranting? Feel like raving? Go for it. Rant and Rave, here we go. the group in this incarnation has not been together that long. We've all played together, but usually in like solo and duo situations. Joe and I have a duo together. We played at the Noi Hotel over the summers and St. Pete, but it just sounds so much better to have everything big and acoustic, and so it's pretty cool. We're available for parties, so or any sort of function. We played weddings. Yeah, I know. We have to cut a CD. This is actually just our second gig together. As this. We're still, trying to organize everything. Like I said, we've all known each other for years, but we're just trying to get this group going. So, what was I talking about?
Do you have a card?
Yes, I have cards. That answered that part. Just having one. No, actually, we're all professional musicians, and Kurt and I both play in the Florida Orchestra up in the Tampa Bay area, and all of us actually freelance playing steel drums. It's just that when we go out, if somebody says, "I just want one steel drummer," we have to play along to some sort of taped accompaniment. This is better because it's all live, it's all acoustic and everything like that. So, but yeah, this is our profession for all of us. We all play and teach music and stuff like that. And some of these people, this is their second instrument. Actually, Patrick is a bass guitar player in a rock band. But he's really good, so I got to try this, and he picked it up like that. So he's pretty special player. Anyway, another one of our favorite Trinidadian composers is a guy named the Mighty Sparrow. They seem to call themselves Jim down there, so I don't know what's going on. And a lot of his songs are actually kind of naughty, a little bit ribald, And this is one of his tunes. I don't know if it's naughty or not because the whole thing's in French and I can't understand it anyway. But this is called Sa Sa Ye.
went out, would you be able to improvise?
What?
When the lights went out, would you be able to improvise?
Yeah, we can improvise.
Right.
What is this? What is this? Truth or dare? Oh, for the Lord. These things don't have braille on them. You're a little late, thank you. You're a little late for that. Well, let's do all our Mighty Sparrow stuff. This is another sparrow, both of them. And I do know what this one is about. He's, I'm not going to sing the words for you, but he's singing about this this girl that he likes. She's interested in him, but so is her sister. So like he's dating both of them. So just a little bit of naughtiness happening there. I don't think you guys cared about that at all. But anyway, both of them, Mighty Sparrow. Thank you. Talk amongst amongst yourselves.
They have to talk among themselves.
Yeah, we're working on material out on you guys here, so we're gonna play another tune. It's sure. Hang on a second. I'm being interrupted.
Interrupted. I don't know if you noticed, but on your seats, on some of your seats, there's a sheet that we're asking you for eventually, if you have time to fill for us, just to give about these lousy guys. If you think that they really, really lousy. So I would appreciate it, some of you, that have this. At least when we set the room, there were some sheets around, so would really appreciate it, some of you could. And since they're really, really bad,
So, thank you. And we also, we do request if you hire us for your weddings or parties or anything like that. We'll have all that stuff worked up and ready to go for you, so just let me know. And as far as, we are planning on cutting a CD, as far as you knowing when that's going to be, the best thing to do would be if you could check Mr. Dave's website, which is
Steeldrum.net.
that's simple to remember. Steeldrum.net. Yeah. Steeldrum.net. Everybody write it down, steeldrum.net. And so whenever we be ready, that info will be on his website. This is another tune by Mr. Bootsy Sharp, who wrote Sarah, the first tune that we did. And this one's a little bit more in a funk vein. This tune is called Sunset.